Tottenham Hotspur drop more points, 2 games, 1 point, no shots on target. Arsenal back in front of them in the top 4 race. They were in the ascendancy, more goals than any other team in the Premier League in the new year. But 2 games on the bounce, they draw blanks. Jaffa FC, no goals. Arsenal back in the driving seat after Spurs were in the ascendancy. What's going to happen? We want your thoughts. We want your feelings live on the football terrace. Let's do this.
Oh, absolutely magnificent.
Another disappointing night for Tottenham Hotspur. No shots on target. I didn't actually check at the end of the game there, but I don't think they did. No shots on target. 2 games running. This is the team that were the favourites for the top 4. And as per usual with Tottenham, when they become the favourites, when they're expected to deliver, they fail. And this is something that Antonio Conte has got to work on big time. This is something Antonio Conte has got to fix and fix very, very quickly indeed, because those fine margins matter. They didn't look at it today. They looked nowhere near it today. Brentford were the better team. They played the better football. They created the better chances. Hit the post twice in the game from Ivan Toney. And look, the Gooners, 3 defeats on the bounce. In fact, 4 defeats in 5 games. The door was opened. Man United couldn't take charge. Tottenham looked like they were, but then they drop 5 points in their last 2 games, and they are now behind Arsenal again. And Arsenal's really difficult run is past them. They've played Liverpool. They've played Chelsea. They've played Man United. They have West Ham away, who are in the Europa League, so I wouldn't even worry about that game. Honestly, West Ham will lose that to Arsenal. And then it comes down to the North London derby. But if Spurs don't sort themselves out, it could be over before then. They could be out of the top 4 race. They need to fix up. They need to fix up. Excellent result for Brentford, no doubt. No doubt today. Obviously, a very boring Saturday night football, as it was. But Arsenal, after smashing 3 goals past Manchester United earlier on today, in the ascendancy. Man United was a difficult game for Arsenal. Let's not get it twisted. It was definitely a difficult game for them today. Most Arsenal fans, in their heart of hearts, know they wasn't lucky, but they had to ride the luck a bit at times today. You told us Kane was as talented as Benzema. He is. You put Harry Kane in a team with Modric's, Vinny Juniors, Tony Kroos's, etc. Watch him perform well. What you're telling me, Casey, you saying that Tottenham and Real Madrid squads and managers collectively are as good as each other? Are you telling me that Tottenham Football Club and Real Madrid are on par with one another? I need you to come back to me, Casey, on this. Are you saying Real Madrid and Tottenham are neck and neck in terms of overall quality? Let me know, my bro. Let me know. Kim says, you had 20 minutes. That's it. Ronaldo does Ronaldo things. Yeah, look, you can say that. If you believe that's what happened today, then that's what you believe, my friend. If City had lost today, there would have been a post-match reaction. It wasn't like that. The reason I didn't do a post-match City show is that Canadian Cam was over. First time he's visited the UK. Me, him, and Kesh sat and had a few drinks together. I'm allowed a little bit of a personal life as well. I stream more than pretty much any other YouTuber, football YouTuber out there, covering all the top 6. So I was allowed a little bit of downtime, my friend, but there we go. Terry, we all know you are going to flip-flop back to Arteta culture change. Let me tell you this. I told you all that there was change, and I said there was improvements. And what did I say? That it had to be maintained. And if you threw it away towards the end of the season, then that change in the middle of the season counted for nothing. This is the thing with you, man, Jeremiah. And I know you're trying it now, but I quite clearly stated, and go back and watch the results, that the change was there. I saw it. If he threw it away between that Liverpool game and the end of the season, then it counted for nothing. But if they recovered and brought it back, and they got that top 4, and they got back in the ascendancy, then the improvement is sustainable. So you can try it all you want, my guy, but listen, you're trying too hard here Too hard, Jeremiah. Too hard, Jeremiah. Spurs are only 2 points behind Arsenal. I've said all along Spurs will get 4 spots. And look, they could. Spurs could still get it. Some of you may still think Spurs are in it. But it was a shit show today. The performance against Brighton. And this is Tottenham, though. Whenever Tottenham are made favourites, the April goes. The April goes. Simple as that. Simple as that. Mama Flossie, hope you're well. Hope you are good. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. Spurs were lucky today with that point. You're right. Spurs were lucky today. Terry the alcoholic. Why is it whenever a white person, especially a British person, has a drink, they're called out an alcoholic? It's a madness to me. I see it happens on socials all the time. Anytime I see British person having a drink, everyone's like, I must be alcoholic. I can have a drink on a Saturday with a few friends without being an alcoholic. It's a very weird thing to say, my friend. Very weird thing to say indeed. Strange. Hope you're well, Hark AFC. I'm very good myself. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Spurs wait for the counter-attack. Unfortunately, times have ended, is what Rishan's got to say here. Lee Gunner is so pissed off right now. And he may be. Look, me and Lee Gunner are going to talk. And as I said to him the other day, I'll hold that apology for now. But Arsenal are back on track. The improvement may be real. And I implore fans to stop being so binary, so polarized, so black or white. The world isn't like that. Arsenal improved this season. And then they went on a really bad run. It looked like it could be undone. They've turned that round. Can they maintain it? That's the question. If they beat West Ham, they've got 5 games left. If they win 4 of their last 5 games, it's a big, big improvement this season. No one can deny it. And I will praise Arsenal. That's it. Simple and straightforward as that. You got very defensive when you got called an alcoholic. Do you know what it is? It's not about me defending myself. And again, you're trying to troll me here and it isn't going to work. It's about the propensity of you see someone's nationality and them having a drink and you assume it means something. I'm just not someone that judges people by a passport they hold or skin color that they have. That's on you, coin toss. You know, if you judge people based on that, that is on you. Nobody else but you. Terry, you said that Rashford was better than Tammy Abraham. Yeah, that was like 3 years ago. And I still believe he will be in his career. You know, he's having a bad year this year, and we'll see. You know, you weren't messaging me this Mo #2 when you were screaming and crying about you needing to sell Tammy last season. That's the maddest bit with it. Terry, better call Gal. Listen, everyone's got the links. I share the links with the Football Terrace community for every show. Everyone's got the right to come on whenever they want to. Get me Patrick. Yeah, I don't know where Patrick is. Everyone's calling for Patrick. I'm going to message in the group chat. And let's see if he's coming on. They want Patrick. They want Patrick. We don't know if he'll arrive, though. We don't know if Patrick is going to turn up. Probably got an excuse. I don't know what that is, but he's probably got an excuse. I've shared the link. I've tagged him in it. Let's see if he comes on. Conte, the fraud, found out is what is being said here. I don't know about Conte being a fraud. You don't win that many league titles being a fraud, my friend. There we go. Where is Patrick? Where's Patrick? That's all I can see in here is where is Patrick? I don't know. He's got the link. He might be busy. Banned. There we go. Top man ads. Get that done. Get that done. To be honest, Arsenal gave Top Spur a chance with those losses, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Southampton, and what do they do? They bottle it as usual. This was my one fear for Tottenham, is that this would happen. And remember, they beat Manchester City, and then they were made favourites, and they collapsed. Whenever City are made favourites, whenever Tottenham are made favourites for anything, their arseholes go. Chicken dippers. That's what they are. They're chicken dippers every single time. Every single time. Make sure you're smashing that like button, by the way, people. Get that done for the terrace today. That'd be great if you could do that for us right about now. Right, we're going to go to your calls. I want to hear from you all. We're going to get Jerome on. We're going to get young Gunnar on. First, though, long time since you've been on the terrace. Good to have him back. Ads is here. What you saying, mate?
Yes, bro. How you doing, man? You're right, yeah?
I'm very, very well. I'm very, very well. What are you saying?
Listen, bro. You know me, fam. I've come on here and I've trolled Spurs fans to the heights in the past. But listen, this is what I expected from them, fam. I don't think they should come as a surprise to anyone, especially their fans. And yeah, bro, you're absolutely right with the title. They bought a top four. Is there a way back potentially? Maybe, but if they don't make it, which I don't think they will, it won't come as a surprise to me. And the same result has happened again today. Look, Brentford, they didn't score, yeah, but I think they played decently well. Defensively, they were solid. But Spurs didn't really come forward as much as I thought they would. But yeah, man, yet again, big credit to Brentford. I'll be backing anyone who goes against Spurs in a game.
Mate, listen, I totally hear it. And I've watched both of the Spurs' last two games. And for me, they were like rabbits in headlights. You could see the fear. You could see the whites of their eyes. And listen, this season has proved so many things to me. I've been fighting these arguments for years on socials that mentality, confidence, desire, they matter more than talent. In some respects, no matter how talented you are, when you lack that, it's gone. And we saw this Spurs team, and when they were written off, they were battering teams. They were absolutely battering them. 3, 4, 5 goals in a game. As soon as the pressure's on and they're expected to win, they crumble. Arsenal aren't any different. As soon as the pressure's off of Arsenal, they start winning games again. And it wouldn't surprise me. I think they'll beat West Ham personally right now because West Ham got the Europa League, they'll rotate. But if Arsenal then went on to lose the next game and draw the one after that because they're now the favourites again, that wouldn't surprise me. This is one of those years where, as I said to a gal in the studio the other day, whoever makes a top four, they'll get a congratulations, they'll get a well done, they'll get a that's good for you. But this is a mid-off. This is a micro penis competition. This is tallest dwarf syndrome. No one that's fighting out for the top four is a very good team as it stands right now. And that isn't to discredit them. They are the fourth best team in the league, but you've literally got the top two. You've got Chelsea that are in this weird limbo period, and then you've got everybody else as it stands. And Arsenal might come fourth, Spurs might come fourth, but they're literally the best of the rest. And there's a long, long way for these clubs to go, you know?
Yeah, bro, exactly, man. And before I cut, I have to say, man, I really do love Conte, man. I just think he made a really bad decision going to Spurs, fam. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, he is a top tier manager. In recent years, before he came to the limelight of, being in the EPL again, I've seen a lot of hateful comments about, how, he's finished and, if he comes to the EPL, it's going to flop. I feel like if he went to any other team, he'd do quite well, in my opinion. But the fact he's gone to Spurs, we've seen several top managers there. Jose Mourinho, he didn't do too great. In my opinion, I don't think Pochettino's too good, but he's way better than average. And getting into that final a few years ago, and then obviously bottling it, it's what you expect. But these top managers, I don't know what they expect when they go to Spurs. I'm trying to say it might just be a trip away to England for a couple of years, and then they cut back to their countries. But I'm quite disappointed in Conte that he's made a decision to even come here. But yeah, man, fair play to him. It's his decision, but there's no doubt in a year or two he'll be back winning things in another country.
There we go. Ads, good to hear from you again, my friend. You look after yourself.
You too, man.
Mate. Thank you. A few people in the comments saying, Conte wants the PSG job. We've got some content coming out on that tomorrow or Monday. Just doing a bit of research into it, really. Again, wouldn't surprise me. It just wouldn't. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, that's the biggest shock in the whole world. Oh, who would have believed it? At the end of the day, if you're going to keep Conte is a top-class manager, and if Spurs want to keep him, they've got to act like a top-class club. Simple and as straightforward as that. You can't get away from it. There we go. Bottom top Spur is what Alex has got to say here. Top four is ours. I think you're trying to say Arslo Wonga. Is in like I can't read that, but yeah, it's like a variation of Arsene Wenger's name. When I say I can't read it, I literally can't. I'm dyslexic and half drunk, so I can't do it. It's out of our hands. Conte has no plan B, is what Termil33 has got to say. And always appreciate you calling in, my guy. Jerome's on the show next. Big Tottenham fan. What you saying, mate?
What is there to say, man? What is there to say? There's nothing more in this team. It's like, again, no shot on target, no balls, no nothing, no fight, no passion, nothing at all. And to be honest, Why would they want to be in top 4? Why do we want to be in Champions League next season? To be embarrassed on the first round? To play like this? Sorry, nah. I'd rather you finish 5th and go in the Europa League or go back to the Conference League. Don't go into the Champions League because that's going to be an embarrassment to go there. Why? And again, people are just talking about 2 teams, but just playing to be like, who's going to bottle it less? Arsenal or Tottenham? What's the point? Both of them. What is the point of them going to Champions League next season? They're just going to be embarrassed badly. There's no point. Both of them are just really bad. I'm sorry to say it, but both are just bad. Both North London teams cannot be in the Champions League next season. Rather be in the, like for Tottenham, I'd rather be in the Europa League. That's all. Finishing 5th, I'll be very happy with this. I do not want them to be in top 4. But they don't deserve it at all. That team is just really disappointing to look at, man. There's just nothing else to say. Like, we just got lucky today. Very lucky. It would have been a bad loss. But geez, man, that's just ridiculous to look at them. Again, every time when the pressure is on, they crumble. Like you just said again, no battle. Every year, the same thing. When the pressure is on them, they crumble. Nothing can be done about this team. I don't even know who, even about this news about Conte wants the PSG job. Yes, that's understandable. Why he would want there to go there, that's understandable. But that news to be coming out of nowhere like this, I don't know if that's played something on the players or something, but geez, do something. Show us that you want to be in that top 4 or something. But again, nothing at all. But once again, looks like once the pressure is going to be off them, we're going to start playing football again. A bunch of cowards.
I hear you. And listen, United are cowards. Arsenal have shown themselves to be cowards at times this year. And so have Man United. And these clubs have got to sort out their mentality.
Yeah.
Before they can add as much quality as they want. If they don't fix this mentality, it's curtains. It really, really is. Jerome, legend for coming on and having your say. I really appreciate that, mate. Top man. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex is on his way. Alex, the Tottenham fan, let me speak, is on the show. He'll be joining us in a minute. Super chat here says, who must be the 4th position that won't embarrass the Premier League, genius? I understand where Jerome's coming from. And I can't speak for somebody, but I think his point is that he believes that whoever makes it is a poor team. And unless there is dramatic changes in the summer and a huge uplift in their overall quality, they're going to be embarrassed like Man United were in the Champions League this year. They feel like that's his point. He's saying that they're celebrating being 4th. If you're not a very good team, it doesn't matter whether you're 4th, 3rd or 2nd. If it's about the overall quality of your team. I get where Jerome's coming from completely. I really, really do. We've got young Tommy to come on, Wilson as well. But first, Alex is here with us, back on the Football Terrace. Big Spurs fan. What are you saying, mate?
Completely agree with Jerome. Because I've said this on my channel a million times. Because I don't care about 4th. I literally do not care about 4th. Because 4th won't make no difference to Tottenham. It's a myth. An absolute myth. You know what I mean? About getting 4th. We need trophies. We can't be taking part in competitions anymore. We need trophies. Not Carabao Cups. We need. Yeah, I completely agree with Jerome. I was big up to him.
A year ago on here, when I said you winning like League Cups is more important than Champions League, you disagreed.
Well, it's a different era now.
So
Terry, Banter FC, Bob. Don't go with Mr. Box Office, Bob, because Mr. Box Office will ban you all day long, Bob. Honestly, let's not go there.
So you are now agreeing.
No, Bob, I bantered you all day long, Bob. Just concentrate on your side. Concentrate on your side, Bob. Stop being rude, Bob. I've been building the football team for a long time. You've not even welcoming me, Bob. You know what I mean?
I know my team is dead, right? But you said a year ago that top 4 is more important than a trophy. You've now changed your mind.
Yeah,
yes or no?
Look what happened last time, though, Bob. We
yes or no? Have you changed your mind?
Let me get to my point. What the last time? Because we're going back now. We don't need to go back, but we sacked Pochettino because of top 4, and we got Mourinho in. So that's the reason why we wanted to keep top. That's why I wanted top 4 at that time. At the moment, we're completely different now. 360. Like we're going completely different now. So I've changed now because it's a different outlook, a different focus now. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
us getting dropped,
What you're saying is I was right.
No, you weren't right, bruv. No, you weren't right. You're not right. Sorry. Let's get on with it because I've only got 5 minutes because you're only going to give me 5 minutes to speak anyway. So let's get on with it. Let me get into it. Let me get into it because the thing is, I've only got 5 minutes. I've only got 5 minutes. I've only got 5 minutes because you're only going to give me 5 minutes and then drop me out, aren't you? You know what I mean? Right, like I said, this is a bang average team. But to be honest with you, Arsenal are bang average as well. Arsenal are bang average as well. I say with Kane FC. Tottenham fans don't believe me because we sit there and say, "Oh, what about Kulicheski, the reject? Or what about Pentacle, the reject? That what is it? That Paratici got in at the last minute of the transfer window. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, I don't know what people are talking about. I completely agree with what Jerome says. If we get Europa League, he's a legend, Conte. He's a legend already, making this team better. Because I've been at every single Tottenham game. I've been at every single Tottenham game, mate, and after the Chelsea Carabao Cup game, I was there sitting there after we lost, and I sat there and thought, this is going to be a very long season. And to be honest with you, he's done an absolute miracle with that squad. Absolute miracle. You know what I mean? Now we're saying that we're actually missing Doherty. We're missing Doherty.
Yeah, you are. He's good, Doherty.
He's good at the moment, yeah, but like, I'm not being funny. If you're saying that, you're clutching at straws. You know what I mean? He's doing well. He's doing okay for what he's doing at the moment. He's doing absolutely fantastic.
Why is it, in your opinion, Alex, that every time Tottenham become favourites for something, in my lifetime, whenever they're looked at as favourites, why do you always choke? Why do you always choke?
It's not just about that. I don't think it's a Spursy thing. It's just the fact I think we don't play like a team. We're too reliant on certain players, and we're not everybody's stepping up as a team. And I think that's the only thing at the moment. Because like I said, I think there's certain players in the team that don't, they've got a job, they do a job like Højbjerg, for instance, but they don't do, they don't do the when other players are not playing at their best, like Kane and Son or Kulicheski, no one really steps up. Like last week, for instance, I was there at Brighton. It was so frustrating because it was the wings that we needed to push them forward, push them back. We didn't do it. No one did it. And to be honest, Conte made a mistake because his substitutions were absolutely awful. He brought on Winks, he brought on Moira, who did absolutely nothing to change it up, and that was it. So that's the problem with Tottenham at the moment. It's a long way to go, unfortunately. And that's
I hear that. Do you think you're going to finish in front of Arsenal, or do you think Arsenal will clinch this top spot?
To be honest with you, I don't really care. And if I think Arsenal, I thought it's going to be Man United, to be honest, because like I said, if you want top four, you get 70 points or more. If you want top four, you get 70 points or more. We're not going to get 70 points or more. So
Maybe not. Now, Alex, though, absolute pleasure speaking as ever, my bro. More than 5 minutes as well. And we'll chat again soon. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Take it.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Listen, we've got a special treat backstage now. Now, this guy's gone viral recently. He's gone viral recently because he believes Arsenal have the best young squad in world football. Saracen Guna is here. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. How you doing, Terry? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Nice to chat to you.
Yeah, first of all, let me just say to all the Tottenham fans, I'm a bit salty today. Ha ha! That was a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful day as an Arsenal fan. Woo! We are getting top four. Don't you dare compare our great young team to your rubbish, bro. There's too many talking about, we're similar to Arsenal. No, nah, bro. Nah, we just had a few little blips. We're back to normal. Do you know what I mean? We got Mohamed Al Nini, Egyptian king, playing out of the park and stuff. We're getting top four. I think even before the derby, I think Leicester are going to do them over. I think Liverpool are going to do them over. And I think all we're going to need is a draw in that North London derby, mate. Top four's ours.
Yeah, you're confident now. I mean, obviously, like the last two games, Arsenal have really turned it round after those 3 defeats on the bounce. What do you think the difference has been?
King Arteta learned from like little mistakes. You know what I mean? He's put Sambi Lokonga in and he realized it wasn't the right thing to do. And he's got Mohamed Al Nini, quick time decision. He put Xhaka at the back and he realized that left us a bit exposed in the middle, quick decisions. And he's given Eddie and Ketty a chance and he's been, that was a big, big call. But he took that decision against Chelsea and he produced. He's put faith in the team. And the most important thing, what our King Arteta says, is it's about unity. And I don't see Man United. They've got loads of individuals, brilliant individuals. No unity. Harry Kane and Son, there's no proper unity in that team. Do you get what I'm saying? So with Arsenal, this is why I think we've got the best young team. I never said best young squad, best young team when we got them all fit. Yeah, best young team. And I think there's a difference. I think Chelsea have got unbelievable young squad, but you know, as a team, we're gelling. We're playing for each other. Rio Ferdinand says that when people around around the Emirates and around training, we got the best young team, Terry. So I am so happy, as you can tell. You know what I mean? And I'm so gassed. And
I can see that. I mean, obviously, there's still a lot of people doubting Arsenal in terms of, there's been zero improvement, zero progression, zero anything, and they're kind of downbeat about you still. What's your message to people that don't have any faith at all in Arteta and what he's doing?
I would say some of them stop looking for YouTube hits and making money off depressed people. I'm shots fired, bro. I'm telling you straight. Yeah, we've got a brilliant young team. There's certain people just moan for the sake of moaning because that's their thing, and they're corrupting the young Arsenal fans. That I've been, bro. As much as I clown around and I joke around and I'm a bit hyped up, I'm in my 40s. You know what I'm saying? I remember Michael Thomas's goal against Liverpool when we won the championship, bro. I've grown up in that area. Now I live in Derby, but I've grown up in that area. Do you know what I mean? I get myself down to them games, and I just see it as these guys, whoever the manager is, they're just looking for YouTube views and they're just going to knock any manager that comes. Do you know what I mean? And that's not the right way. We were in such a bad predicament before Arteta's come in. He's cut the wage bill. We've got a team now. Do you know what I mean? Josh Conker said that we're paying Champions League wages for Europa team players, like the team. So he's cut that. The biggest thing, he's got rid of the bad apples as well. And I know people won't like that, but if you're going to win and you're going to push forward, you're going to need that. And our transfer strategy, and this is what I always say to the Arsenal fans that don't read about this, is don't expect the really big names to come. I don't think they're going to come. What our transfer strategy is to find the next Henrys, to find the next Vieiras. That's already been clear. They said that about 2 years ago, and then sprinkle them up, get a few experienced players in there. Gabriel Jesus looks like he's on his way, and he scored 4 today. So, wow.
Yeah. Got that link and straight scoring goals. Mate, absolute pleasure to talk to you, mate. Your video on a real level. Listen, I laugh at lots of different things people say, but I laugh mainly because I'm entertained. And your videos on AFTV have made me die in a very pleasant way, mate. So well done on that.
I appreciate it. And I think once I think you were presenting on AFTV, I made you laugh. They said, what do you think the problem with the Arsenal team? And I said, we got low IQ players. Do you remember when I said that? I don't know if you remember.
No, that's a long time ago now. Yeah, that was I appreciate that, mate. Top man. Listen, you look after yourself, bro.
Keep up the excellent work, bro.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. All the best. Take care. Thank you. See, you can laugh at what people say without it being personal. And that's what it's about. The guy is funny. I like him. And he's having a good time. You should invite Julian next from AFTV. Listen, we don't really invite anybody per se on the terrace. We've got a group chat that we send the link out to. And then if you want to come on, you come on. We're kind of like the only YouTube channel that really just lets anyone dial in at any single point. Egal to come on in a few moments, people. But we are talking Tottenham. A big draw from them. Have they thrown it away? Have they thrown it away? I want to hear from you. I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. Of course, it's long. It's a long way to go, but it's far from over. It's far from over, but they never cease to not surprise me. They never cease to shock me, Tottenham, when it comes to that arse of theirs, and they got none. The super chat here from my guy Jerome says, this is why Arsenal fans are delusional because of people like this. He said their team is not good enough before then, and then changed his song and goes on to have the best young team. Just flip-flopping all the time is what Jerome has got to say here. Listen, Igal's coming on now to have his say on the Football Terrace. Please make sure like buttons are hit. You subscribe to the Football Terrace. Let's go. What a weekend. Big weekend for Arsenal as well. Massive result for you today. Now Tottenham drop more points. Speak to me, Igal.
It was predictable, Terry. The moment that Arsenal won this game versus Manchester United, you knew that Tottenham were going to go drop points. It was predictable. This is how football is. You cannot say anybody, you cannot count anybody out. At the end of the day, Tottenham and Arsenal, we're both going to be fighting for it. Manchester United losing to Arsenal today, that's it for them. They're completely dead and buried in this top four race officially, and it's just going to be us. It's just going to be us two fighting it out. I said before, and I'm going to say it again, that North London derby is going to be the title. That's going to be the top four decider. That's going to be the most exciting game from now until the end of the season for everybody. Obviously, you're going to be looking at all the games between us and Tottenham, and you're going to be looking at the title race. But that is the most intense game from now until the end of the season, and it being like one of the last 3 games of the season, that is going to decide top 4. At this moment in time, it doesn't matter who drops points from now until then. That game will not be irrelevant. That game will be a 6-pointer, and it's going to come down to that. Tottenham, I didn't watch the full game. I'm not even going to lie to you. I just found out the score. I'm just going to come on here and be like, you know what? This is what football is. Don't ever count your chickens. I made that mistake, and I'm not going to do that from now to the end of the season. I'm just going to say, you know what? May the best team win. You guys dropped points today. We picked up our 2 games where no one expected us to pick up points. People were saying Chelsea's your game in hand. You're not going to win that game. We won that game. Manchester United, people are saying, you know what? You could lose to Manchester United. We won that game. Now going up against West Ham, we need to do our job, get our business done. And you know what? Tottenham, I sleep well at night knowing you guys have to play Liverpool. Advantage Arsenal at this point.
Yeah, massive advantage for you. And but what I would say, Gal, is as you said on the 12th man, which was recorded before you played Chelsea. People need to realize that. You said at that point there was no excuses for you not to make top 4. I suppose you feel even more deeply about that now. Like throwing this away now is criminal from Arteta if he does that.
No, understand, Terry. What I meant was there's no excuses at the end of the season if we don't get it. It's in our hands. We have to get it, right?
No, I appreciate that. What I mean is there's no excuses, as you've said. That was before you beat Chelsea and before you beat Man United. You must be doubling down on that even more now. Like, it will be criminal now from this point in your eyes for Arteta not to make it.
I'm not putting it on them like that. I'm just saying, you know what? It's in our hands. Let's take advantage of it. If we don't take advantage of it, I would be extremely disappointed, and we absolutely bottled it. That's all I'm saying. I
mean, who would you be disappointed in though? From this point, you've got no hard games left, barring Tottenham, and I know you guys don't consider Tottenham too hard.
It depends.
Why would this go wrong now, in your opinion?
It's not about if it goes wrong or not. It's just I want to see how things finish from now to the end of the season. I'm not going to make granular statements on things that I don't know. The same way that after the Southampton game, when everyone was coming on saying the season was over, yes, I'm talking about you, Jess. That is specifically what I'm talking about. We cannot be saying the season's over after every loss. So let's keep our powder dry, as you always say, Terry. And if we get it, we get it. If we don't get it, I'll be here to cold corn. I don't care.
No, I hear that. I'm just more sort of trying to get your take on this, because I think if there's zero excuses to not make it before the Chelsea and the Man United game, and then you beat those 2 teams, like, your expectations of the squad and Arteta must be high now. And I'm just want to know who you are going to hold accountable should you not make it from this point. I'm just talking for you. Forget anybody else's opinion. You personally, if you were to throw this away from here, who are you looking at? Who are you personally going to look at?
Personally, I've already told you, I don't want to get into a whole Arsenal recruitment thing back in January, but that's where the buck's gonna drop with us. If we would have signed a striker, you could see by the last 2 games, we would have a lot more goals in this team, and we would not have as many issues. The difference between Arsenal and Tottenham is they have 2 world-class players in Harry Kane and Son, and that's going to be the difference. The difference is they have 2 world-class players. We have a better overall squad, in my opinion. Tottenham squad is not better than ours.
I get that. And just on your thing about saying the season's ended, did Jess say your season was over after the Southampton game? I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure she did. If you want, you can check the tape.
Oh, I'm just taking your word for it. Like, I don't go back and watch footage back. I ain't got a time for that. Too much stuff to make and too much stuff to do. Listen, Igal, brother, appreciate you coming on and having your say. Top man. And we'll speak again soon. Thank you very much indeed. I love the way Igal lays down the gauntlet. Just kind of calmly. He is the biggest politician in the world. I love Igal, though. He's great at what he does. Next on the show, who are we going to go to? Let me know who you support in the comment section. I would like to speak to another Tottenham fan if possible. I don't think there's any more Tottenham fans waiting. Let me know who you support. But Wilson's here with us. What are you saying, Wilson?
I'm good, Terry. I'm good. I have to say, I'm absolutely buzzing right now. We've beaten Manchester United, Tottenham dropping points. When the pressure is on, Tottenham bottle it each and every time. Because I tell you what, Terry, some Tottenham fans here, right, had the nerve to compare their team and Arsenal's. You can't compare the two. You can't. Yes, all right. Tottenham may have got the better manager, but we're in better form. That's the ultimate fact.
A signal seems to have gone there. Try calling us back, bro. Young Tommy is going to be on the show with us now. What you saying, bro?
Good result for us, innit? While I was watching it with my dad, Brentford almost won it. Ivan Toney hit the post. Brentford absolutely dominated the whole game, battered them. For Tottenham were poor, Kane was poor, Son was poor. But it's a good result for us, but we still got a long way to go as well. Like, I don't want us to get too carried away, because if we lose to West Ham next week and we lose to Leeds, it can be back to square one for us. And Tottenham beat Leicester and draw with Liverpool, and we lose to West Ham and Leeds, it's back to square one for us. But like you said, if we throw this away, then it's time to look at. It's time for, if we throw this top four away, it's time to get Luis Enrique in. For me, if we don't get top four, and someone said Conte's a fraud. I'm thinking, no, he's not a fraud. He's a world-class manager. I'm thinking fraud. I'm thinking, what are you chatting about? He's not a fraud. He just didn't make. Yeah, he didn't make any subs on time, but he's not a fraud. He's a world-class manager. But yeah, good result for us. Fair play to Brentford there. Good side, deserved the point. Could have nicked it. But yeah, the West Ham away is a pressure game. We have to beat West Ham. They're a good side, but we need to get 3 points. But yeah, I'm happy that my rivals slipped up today. It's good for me. Good weekend. Good to be an Arsenal fan. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy my rivals slipped up today.
I bet you
long
are.
way to go.
I bet
Long
you
way
are.
to
Listen,
go in there, but yeah.
young Tommy, thanks for calling in again, mate, and we'll chat
Anytime.
again soon. Thank you, bro. Take care. Thank you. Zion's on the show now. What are you saying, Zion?
Oh, you're right, Terry.
I'm very, very well. What are you here to say, bro?
Just to say that this is one of the weirdest Premier Leagues, seasons I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the top four race. Nobody, in my opinion, out of those three clubs, if you want to include Chelsea into it, okay, fine. But Chelsea weren't really in a top four race. They might be included into it now if we lose to West Ham, say, tomorrow. But nobody, in my opinion, deserves that top four. Everyone's bottling it. At Tottenham, when Arsenal were on their bad run, they were the ones that were people saying, oh, they're the favourites now to get it. And then a couple of times later, I think United were like with the squad and everything like that. They said, oh, individual brilliance can probably bail them out and get them top four. And then now Arsenal, again, they get their run going again. So it's just been a crazy ass, in my opinion, Premier League season for the top four. And if people say when the Premier League, is a dead league, it's just boring and everything like that. But you don't see this in La Liga. You don't see this in the Bundesliga. You don't see this in Liga. You see this only in the Premier League, and you know what? It is the best league in the world, and I can't care less what people say. So at the end of the day,
it is, for one reason or another, it is the best league. Whether people think it's the lack of quality or the quality that's making it that way, I don't really care. It's great. I do get what you're saying now about the teams, and I look at it this way. I think they're celebrating making top four. I've seen some people though that support Man United, Tottenham, and Arsenal, who are kind of looking at finishing in top four as some sort of brilliant achievement, rather than looking at where their team is. It's almost like, well, if we win, that puts us into the same category as Chelsea, City, and Liverpool. And it's like, no, bro. I feel like you're a long way away from that. If that makes sense. All of us.
I wouldn't say even obviously Chelsea, my club. I wouldn't even put us right now in the league of Liverpool and City. They're just in another league of their own right now.
Yeah.
If, in my opinion, it's City, Liverpool, and then Chelsea are in the down frame in their own thing, and then you get United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Tottenham. If you think about next season as well, it's going to be even more interesting. You got Ten Hag coming in, you got Conte at Spurs, you got Pep at City, you got Klopp at Liverpool, and Tuchel at Chelsea. Out of the top 6 teams, the top 5 teams have got renowned top class managers. Arsenal are probably the only one that's got the inexperienced manager. Now, if they get Europe, say if they do get top 4,
will that pressure on Mikel Arteta come into place? Because obviously this season, apparently from what I'm hearing, is that they're overachieving. They're ahead of what they're scheduled to be where they were supposed to be. If say they get into Europe and they get into the Champions League, more pressure, in my opinion, has got to be on Mikel Arteta, especially now. Remember, he's never managed a club in Europe. Now, saying the league is different, but in Europe, it's another fish to fry. Tuchel's done it. Ten Hag's done it with Ajax, and he took them to a semi-final. Klopp and Pep, we all know their history in the Champions League. It's going to be a big one.
I agree, mate. I would say this, though. What I will say is I've seen some improvements this year. I've seen some wobbles from Arsenal. I've seen the fact that they, of course, if they turn it round after that really big wobble of 4 defeats in 5 games, then you've got to do nothing but, praise the improvements. And I'll always do that because I'm fair. But what I do want to see, what I'm intrigued from Gunners is I'm waiting for the masses to actually put some pressure on him and then hold him to account. There seems to always be an excuse, if that makes sense, of 2 years ago, David Ornstein sat on Sky Sports and sort of said that sort of the time scale of what Arsenal expect. And last season they were meant to qualify for the Champions League, and now it's almost actually even this season they're not even meant to. They're ahead, they'd be ahead of schedule, and it's almost. I would just like to see at some point the Arsenal fans set the standard and go, this is what we expect this year, and stick to it. And I know circumstances change things in the middle of a season, but there comes a point where I do think you've just got to, and Man United fans have got to do this, and obviously they're starting again with Ten Hag. Spurs fans have got to do this with Antonio Conte, and Arsenal fans with Arteta. Set the standard and just hold them to account. At some point, the goalposts have got to stop being moved.
I think when Lampard was a manager at Chelsea, most fans were like Arsenal fans, where they say, okay, give him time. He's a young manager, unexperienced, just come from Derby, all that. But Chelsea are ruthless when it comes to managers. If you're not performing on the pitch, say Lampard went on a 3-loss streak and top 4 was on the state. Roma would have sacked him. Arsenal, obviously Arsenal are trying to build something with a young manager. I get that, but sometimes you got to give the manager his credit when he does well, but then you do got to criticize him. You can't just keep him in the middle saying, oh, he's he had injuries, all these. We've had injuries, but we still blame Tuchel. I know Tuchel is on another level compared to Arteta. There's no comparison,
mate. It's just about listen. I was just saying it's just about having a standard. So like Igal will make an example. Igal will say there is 0 excuses if we don't make top 4. So it's like forget what will happen, or what the club will do or the board will do. What do you want to then happen if you don't make it? Who's accountable? The answer is always like, oh, well, we'll see. And I know what that means. That means I'll work out at the time who I'm going to back based on what the popular opinion is. I'm going to call it as I see it. That's what I think it is, rather than saying, well, if we fall away from this point, we've got to look at X, Y, or Z. I just want fans. It's not about, again, and you can change your mind. You can change your mind in a week. Like this whole, everyone's scared to be a flip-flop. Listen, being a flip-flop is... Most flip-flops are intelligent. Like when new information becomes available, you change your mind. Once upon a time, scientifically, the scientific books at school said the world was flat. And then they discovered that it wasn't. Once upon a time in history, we didn't teach children that dinosaurs existed. Like, do you get my point? Once upon a time in science, DNA wasn't a thing. But then you learn new things and the world changes. And I think for me, that's my point with football fans. Everybody out there, too many people have stopped being fans and they're trying to be professional pundits. And what's ridiculous is you're in the fan media space. We're not pundits. We are not experts. We are football fans. Be goddamn fans.
I think the final thing I'm going to say is that if Arsenal don't get top 4 from where they are now, you've got to blame the manager. You can't blame the players. You can't blame the injuries. It's the manager. If they're overachieving right now, is from what David Ornstein has said.
Yeah.
Remember Arteta is saying 3 years' time they're winning the Champions League.
But that's my point. It's like, will that standard be changed again in a year? What will change it? There we go. Zion, great call, my friend. Thanks for coming on and having your say. Top man. Thank you. Daniel here says fans are waiting until the end of the season. Why put pressure on him now? It's not about pressure. It's not putting pressure on him. It's you telling us, the Football Terrace community, what you expect and what you want. That's all it is. Mikel Arteta is not watching, bro. He ain't watching this show. We want to hear what you think and feel. I just want to know what you think. I'm not going to say it because someone on Twitter might not like it. I'm not going to say it because if Mikel Arteta was to watch, he might feel pressure. Come on, bro. That's not how it works, my guy. And if you do, and if your opinion is, I'm not going to put pressure on him for the next 2 to 3 years, tell us that. It's just speaking your mind. That's all we're asking for. But listen, so it says, we want top 4. And if you don't get it, what? What's your reaction? I don't mean you have to say he's got to be sacked. Say nothing. I'll back him again next year because I think we can do it. Just say what you think. That's all I'm asking for. Listen, my people, thank you for tuning in. I've got to go because it's a big fight tonight and I've got to go get ready for it. Everyone who's super chatted, thank you. All my members, I love you dearly. Phone-in shows are back on the Football Terrace soon as well. I've taken a little bit of a break. In just over a week's time, we're going to start bringing them back 2 or 3 times a week for normal phone-in shows during the day, plus everything else. It's been the biggest April in the history of the Football Terrace, and I thank you all for that. Make sure you subscribe before you leave. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. The top 4 race is on fire. And we'll see you all soon. Thank you.